The Indiana Fever and Chicago Sky just went head-to-head in one of the most intense matchups of the season. And yes, it featured two of the biggest names in the league right now, Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. This clash brought everything: deep threes, clutch plays, fierce defense, and some serious heat between two rising powerhouses. Whether you're repping the Fever or the Sky, this game delivered non-stop action from start to finish. Let's dive into every big moment, every highlight, and break down. The game tipped off with fire, and the first quarter wasted no time setting the stage. Chicago Sky struck first as Camila Cardozo, showing her presence in the paint, powered in an early layup, putting Chicago on the board. But Indiana wasn't about to stay quiet. On the very next possession, Caitlin Clark was fouled on a drive and calmly stepped to the line. With laser focus, she drained both free throws, getting herself into the scoring column and immediately energizing the Fever crowd. Howard, if you meant her, who added to the momentum, making a strong move inside and finishing a tough layup, giving the Fever their first lead of the night. But here comes Angel Reese. You could feel the tension rise as she attacked the rim, finishing through traffic with a driving layup that silenced the crowd for a moment. But that silence didn't last long. Caitlin Clark stepped back and, in classic fashion, pulled up from deep and splashed a beautiful three-pointer, answering back in style. The crowd exploded. Kelsey Mitchell, one of Indiana's most consistent scorers, got into the act with a quick running layup, pushing the Fever forward. But Reese wasn't done yet. She came right back down and scored another inside layup, keeping the Sky right on Indiana's heels. Then Kia Nurse found her rhythm and hit a clean jumper from mid-range, followed closely by Courtney Vandersloot, who weaved her way into the lane and finished a smooth-running layup to cut the lead. The Fever responded once again. Kelsey Mitchell, cool as ever, stopped on a dime and hit a pull-up three-pointer, putting Indiana back in command. On the next trip down, Howard was fouled and stepped to the line with confidence, knocking down both free throws. But the Sky weren't done. Atkins stepped up and drilled a three-pointer off a running jumper, a tough shot that showed her composure. Right after that, Allen sliced into the lane and floated in a beautiful driving bank shot, bringing the Sky within striking distance. Yet the Fever had the final word. Howard turned on the post game, finishing a strong driving layup, then followed it up on the next possession with a silky turnaround hook shot, showing skill and poise. And just when the Sky thought they might keep it close, Kelsey Mitchell struck again, this time with a deep, picture-perfect three-pointer just as the quarter was winding down. End of the first quarter score, Indiana Fever, 22, Chicago Sky, 17. Rachel Banham opened the frame for the Chicago Sky with confidence, pulling up in rhythm and drilling a three-pointer while on the move. It was a big-time shot, a spark that the Sky desperately needed to close the gap. Her shot was clean, smooth, but Indiana had a response right away, and it came from Lexi Hull. She crashed the boards with perfect timing, scooped up a missed shot, and laid in a putback layup through traffic. But Hull was just getting started. Moments later, she got the ball in transition, pushed the pace, and finished a running layup with finesse. Two quick buckets from Lexi gave Indiana a surge of momentum. Then the spotlight shifted again. Angel Reese, already making noise in the first quarter, stepped up with back-to-back statement plays, pulled up from behind the arc, and drained a clean three-pointer, stunning the Indiana defense. Dawana Bonner, the veteran leader, glided through the lane and laid in a beautiful finger roll, showing off her signature touch. Right after that, Aliyah Boston got involved again, driving strong, keeping her balance through contact, and finishing a finger roll layup of her own. Then it was Caitlin Clark's moment. She took her time at the top of the key, used a quick hesitation dribble, and hit a classic step-back jumper. Nothing but net. That's the kind of shot that silences doubters and electrifies fans all at once. Chicago kept battling. Camila Cardozo stepped up with a soft-touch mid-range jumper, using her size to create space and score, but Indiana answered immediately. Howard flew down the court and hit a running layup, showcasing Indiana's relentless transition game. The Fever weren't done. Aliyah Boston came back for more, getting a clean look and nailing a smooth jumper, and then followed it up with a strong post move and a driving layup, extending Indiana's lead and asserting dominance in the paint. She was a problem down low. Chicago had no answer for her at this point. Still, the Sky tried to strike back. Allen knocked down a much-needed three-pointer, a deep shot that kept Chicago within reach. Then Kia Nurse showed off her skill set with a tough fadeaway jumper, pulling off a veteran move that gave her team a spark. But Indiana was dialed in. Aaliyah Boston, playing with poise and hustle, grabbed a rebound and converted it into a putback layup, continuing her monster quarter. Yet again, Allen stepped up for the Sky, this time hitting a floating jumper to keep the game from slipping away completely. Just when it looked like Chicago might start chipping back, Caitlin Clark pulled up with zero hesitation and launched a three-pointer. Pure cash, the arc. Halftime score, Indiana Fever, 45 Chicago Sky, 32. Indiana's Nalissa Howard came out of the break with purpose. She made a sharp cut off the ball, caught a clean pass in stride, and finished with a strong cutting layup, putting the Fever back on the board and extending their rhythm from the first half. But Angel Reese had something to say about that. She took it coast to coast, attacking the rim with her signature power and finesse, finishing a driving layup with confidence and drawing some loud cheers from the Chicago bench. Then came Atkins, who stepped into the spotlight. Back-to-back possessions, back-to-back three-pointers. Just like that, Chicago was clawing their way back into the game, and the momentum was shifting. But Nalissa Howard wasn't done. She came back with a flash, driving hard and slipping in a reverse layup through contact. Beautiful body control and an even better finish. Aaliyah Boston then stepped up. She got to her spot near the elbow and hit a pull-up jump shot with poise. Indiana was answering Chicago's punches, shot for shot. Then it was Camila Cardoso for the Sky, showing off her footwork inside. She used her strength to get position and finished a clean driving layup, continuing to be a solid presence in the paint for Chicago. But then, it was Caitlin Clark time. She took control at the top of the key, isolated, stepped back, and hit a cold-blooded jump shot. It was smooth, confident, and classic Clark, a statement bucket. Then came the moment that shifted the energy in the arena. Chicago took a long-range shot. It clanged off the rim and popped high into the air. The ball bounced off the glass, and that's when everything changed. Clark, clearly fired up, ripped at the ball with force, trying to snatch it away from Reese, who had already wrapped her arms around it. The two tangled. Reese wouldn't let go, and Clark wasn't backing down either. A full-on struggle for possession erupted, and it quickly escalated into a heated face-to-face moment. But let's talk about what really happened in that moment. If you look closely at the replay, it's clear as day. Angel Reese pushed Nalissa Howard right before the scramble for the rebound. And guess who saw it? Caitlin Clark. She saw her teammate get shoved. And when no whistle was blown, you can literally see the frustration on her face. She went in hard, grabbed that ball aggressively. But hey, what do you think? Was Caitlin right to jump in like that? Or was it just normal physical basketball? Let me know in the comments below. I'm reading every one. In fourth quarter, Clark got free on the wing, squared up, and drained a smooth three-point jump shot. Pure confidence, perfect form. The Chicago defense gave her just a sliver of space, and that's all she needed. And just minutes later, she did it again. Another cold-blooded three-pointer, this time off a slight hesitation dribble. She rose up, let it fly, and it splashed through the net. Back-to-back threes. Final score, Indiana Fever, 93 Chicago Sky, 58. What a night for the Indiana Fever. Dominant on both ends and a huge win to build momentum. Caitlin Clark continues to show why she's the leader of this squad. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop a comment with your thoughts on the game, especially that Clark versus Reese moment. I want to hear from you. Hit that bell so you never miss a recap. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.